So the Tzemach Tzedek in Hatorah, Breishis, second mimer, it talks about Rosh chodesh and some really interesting ideas. First and foremost, the Rosh Chodashim correspond with the 12 combinations of the 4 letters of Hashem's name, Yud Kei Vav Kei. And each Rosh Chodesh includes within it the whole month, all the 30 days. And because that Rosh Chodesh, that day, is the main combination of Hashem's name in that day, and included within is the 30 days. Now, this concept is brought in a number of places, and the Arizal has Kavanas on it in Musaf for Rosh Chodesh. But the 30 days, I had never seen an explanation. Why 30 days? And so, the Tzemach Tzedek brings from Sefer HaOra, which is a sefer from the 6th century, from Yaakov HaKohen, who was the brother of Yosef, and they were in Castile in Spain. And it's a sefer you don't see brought very often because it's a very early work of Kabbalah. But there he says like this: Ki kesher kol hamerkavos, to unite all of these supernal chariots. Be'inyan vayhi b'shloshim shana, and the pasuk of Yechezkel, and it was, he had his vision, and he says, and it wasn't the 30 years that he had this vision. So he says, this concept of 30 years, Shem Shloshim Kinuim, are actually, it's referring to a deeper concept of 30 different names of Hashem, 13 ways of calling Hashem, and Imshachim Mishlosha Shemos, and these 30 come from 3 names of Hashem, Kel Elokim Havaya, which are Shehem Chesedim V'Rachmim. These 3 names, Kel Elokim Havaya, are the kindness and judgment and mercy, and each one, 10 from each, comes out to 30. V'nikra Shana, and these 30 are called year, 30 years. Loshen Shinoi, it's a language of a change and difference. Shemehem nimshachim hashinoim be'olam, because from these 30 names comes the different permutations in this world, all the different things that happen in this world throughout the month, 30 different ways, 30 different days, come from these 30. Now, that's the end of from Sefer HaOra, a very interesting quote. And he says, the Tzemach Tzedek says that you can also say how we know that the kingship is acquired in 30 levels. 30 levels of kingship, the statement of our sages. Shem Gimel B'chinas Nehi, that malchus is below Netzach Hod Yesod, and Kabbalistically this means that malchus receives from the attributes of Netzach Hod Yesod. So each one included of 10, Netzach and Hod and Yesod is 30. Those 30 go to malchus. So malchus is acquired in these 30 ways, so to speak. It to go up, malchus goes up these 30 steps. And these, so this is also the concept of the 30 vessels of Za and Nukva. So this is something discussed in Avodas in Igeres HaKodesh Siman Kaf in Iyu V'Chayoi, where the Alter Rebbe explains these deep concepts, how you have 30 vessels of malchus v'Atzilus that goes down into the lower worlds of Bria Yitzir Asiya, and each one of these sets of 10 vessels goes to a different world. The inner ones go to the world of Bria. The second ones, the middle ones go to Yitzira, and the external ones go to Asiya. But these are vessels of malchus. And so you have 30. You have 30 that go down from malchus into the worlds. And so that's again the concept of like Sefer HaOra says, you have different permutations, different flow into the world. So you have 30 vessels from malchus into the olmos. And right, so in the Iu V'Chayo, he explains how when you're grasping the esrog, it's grasping the external concept of the vessels of Asiya from these 30 vessels. And then he explains another interesting idea, and that is, okay, so we have 30. What about the 4 shabboses? Every month has 4 shabboses. Why 4? And he explains that we just said you have the permutations in each month of Hashem's name. So those 4 letters that make up that permutation are the lights that go to the vessels of the Lamed Kelim. Now, also the Alter Rebbe explains in Iu V'Chayoy that the lights that go into the worlds are Nefesh, Ruach, and Neshama, into these Kelim. They, so to speak, the lights are called in the names of the different levels of the Neshama. And the 4th level, Neshama L'Neshama. The Neshama to the Neshama is described in general as the 4th level, even though in particular inside it has 2 ideas of Chaya Yechida. But the Zohar HaKadosh calls it in general sometimes just Neshama L'Neshama. So you have 4 levels, Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama, and Neshama L'Neshama. So those are 4 levels. Those are the lights from the 4 letters of Hashem's name, and each month shines 4 different lights into the 30 vessels that go into the lower worlds, and those are the 4 shabboses of each month. It's the light of Hashem's name from the Rosh chodesh into each month in 4 different ways. That in the Iu V'Chayoy, so that's the amshacha that you draw down, the godliness that you draw down when you shake the esrog, is that light that you draw down into the Lamed Kelim that you grasp when you shake the esrog. So that's a very interesting idea of the Rosh Chodesh, of the 12 combinations of Hashem's name, the 12 Rosh Chodashim, and the 30 vessels, which are the 30 days, and the lights in the vessels, which are the combination of the 4 letters of Hashem's name shining into each month.